Hello and welcome back to this video series on getting started with Power BI Desktop. In this video, I will focus more on connecting data sets to Power BI, right? Now, when you come under the Home tab or the Home menu, you look at the data section of the ribbon under the Home tab. Now, you notice that we have different icons and the names here. This one says get data. This is Excel workbook, One Lake catalog, SQL server, enter data, dataverse, and recent sources. So to get data Excel workbook, excuse me, you can get it by clicking right here. You can do, in fact, all of these options that you can see here, except for the recent sources, can also be found here. Um, so except for recent sources and enter data, you see Excel workbook. These are the common data sources in Power BI. This is Power BI semantic models from Power BI service. This is from data flows, Dataverse, SQL Server, analysis services, text slash CSV, web, OData feed, blank query, and so on. In fact, there are multiple sources. Let me click on more to see for you to see. You can connect Power BI to so many sources. So this is all different sources that you can connect Power BI to. You can see how numerous they are. You can choose file to categorize them. If you want to upload files, you can upload the workbook. You can upload a CSV file or text file. You can upload an XML file, a JSON file. You can upload a folder, right? You can upload a folder. You can upload a PDF file, a Paki file, and Parquet. This Parquet is the type of data format that is being used to save data in One Lake under Microsoft Fabric, One Lake. Then you can also connect to a SharePoint folder. All right. And then we have databases. These are different databases that can be connected to Power BI Desktop. A whole lot of them. SQL Server database, Access database, SQL Server analysis, Oracle database, IBM DB2 database, Postgre, Sybase, you have Terabase, SAP HANA base, Impa, you have Snowflake, you have a lot of them, a lot of databases options, all presented here. Then you can choose from Microsoft Fabric. Microsoft Fabric, this is Power BI semantic models, data flows, data marts, warehouses, and so on and so forth. Okay, but we will not be covering all of this in this particular course. It's just I'm just showing you for you to know, have an idea that this is the capability of Power BI and the various data sources that can be connected to Power BI. Even GitHub Beta, I can see Power BI is very flexible and allows for a lot of interesting connections. You can see R script, Python script. I can also connect if I've used Python script a lot, to help my data engineering process very easy before creating a dashboard. Okay, so my interest would be we'll talk about creating from a file and a web. So let's start by uploading or connecting to a Google Sheet or Google Doc or Excel workbook rather that is present in my computer. I hope I will find one at least. So to connect to an Excel workbook, come over here and click on Excel workbook, then hit on connect. Once you do that, it opens up, and I think I have one workbook here already. So this is an Excel workbook. Select it and click on open. So once you select, if you have any Excel workbook in your computer, you can do same. Just get it connected to Power BI, and voila, Power BI is going to connect to the data set and gives me the opportunity to choose from. Oh, I think I have downloaded that. Yeah, I think I did. I downloaded the data set that we're working with, and I'm trying to connect it with, into Excel, Power BI, I mean to say. So I think we should do that again from scratch so that I'm able to carry everybody along and you understand the way I did that. So this data set that we have here, I already have it in my local computer as the downloaded file, but I will download it again so you understand the way it's been done. And now once you open the classroom, everybody would have view access to this document. I think I explained this particular part in the previous video while I was talking about the guided project. But to download this, the first thing you have to do is to make a copy, right? Make a copy. If you have made a copy earlier from the module 3, I don't advise you make a copy again. But if you do, there's no harm. It's just going to be eating up space in your drive. But you can go ahead and make a copy. And I'm assuming that you've not made a copy before. So you can make a copy right now. Give it a name. So I want to call this particular data we'll be working with. I'll call it let's call it pre-recorded data set, or data set for pre-recorded practice. Let me put it that way. Data set for, I want it to be more descriptive, for pre-recorded practice. Yeah, practice. So data set for pre-recorded practice underscore hotel booking data.xlsx. I want it stored in my drive. I'll click on make a copy. And once this copy is made, the next thing for me to do is to download it as, I'll download the file as an Excel file. Let's allow it to load and open up. It's still loading. It's still loading. Okay, so this is taking some time to load. It is taking some time to load. I hope my internet connection is still there. All right, yes, it's still connected. All right, so this is loading. Great, so this is done. Now that our data set has been loaded and the copy we've made has reflected, the next step is to click on File, then click on Download, or point your arrow to download and click on Excel. So I'm downloading this as an Excel file. You can see it's downloaded already. It's downloading. It's not yet downloaded. Okay, it's almost done. So I think it's done. Yeah, it's done. Okay, the next step is for us to go back to Power BI and let's connect to the data set. I'll click on Get Data, Excel Workbook, then head on to download the newly downloaded data. This is it here, right? Okay, I would advise that you move it, right? Let us move it actually. So I'm going to move this downloaded data set to a folder. I think I am saving all my data set for this Power BI project in this folder called. So I'll save it here. Okay, I will save it here, or should I? No, I won't save it here. Let me save it right. Okay, I'll save it inside the desktops, dashboard folder, but I'll create a new folder for it. I'm creating a new folder. You see the way I did that? I right click on an empty space, point your arrow to new, select folder. I'll call this pre-recorded practice data. Pre-recorded practice data. Then I'll go back to downloads. Let's get back to downloads. Click on the data set you just downloaded, Ctrl X to cut it. Then go into dashboards folder, pre-recorded practice folder, and paste it right here. So here is it. Okay. Now let's get back to Power BI and start it over again. So I click on Get Data, Excel Workbook, and I'll open the folder by double clicking. Then select the folder, the file that I've stored in there, and hit on Open. So once I do that, Power BI will process the data set and get it loaded into Power BI. And now I'm seeing a preview of all the worksheets that are present in the workbook. Then I would click to check the boxes for all of the ones I need to come in. I need to bring in 2018, 19, 20. Data dictionary, no. Market segment, yes. Meal cost, yes. So I don't want to import the data dictionary, so I'm not going to check the box. Okay, so all of these have been selected, and you would see a preview of each table. So this is a preview of the meal cost table. And when you click on the market segment, here's a preview of the market segment table. When you click on the year 2020, here's a preview, and here is a preview. Awesome. Now, once you have this, there are two things you can do, or three things you can do. You can load. When you load, it means you bring the data set into Power BI. You can transform. When you transform, it takes you to Power Query. Okay, it takes you to Power Query so that you are able to make transformations or cleaning on your data set. When you click on cancel, it means you are canceling this step. It's not going to import it to Power BI. It won't take it to Power Query. So for now, let's load so that we can talk about how to connect this data set from the web. So I'm loading. Once I load, watch this data pin. Once this data set is loaded, all the tables that we've ticked or checked will all appear under the data pin. And what it means is that you are ready to start your visualization if you feel that your data set is clean enough and your models are already created. So let me saying there are pending changes in your queries that haven't been applied. So this is for previous, because I've worked on some Power BI project before. I'm going to do this discard changes. Okay, let's allow this to finish loading. It's creating relationship. You see, loading data model and all. Let's allow it to finish. Once it's done, we would go ahead and check if there's any relationship that has been created for us already, because Power BI also can automatically create relationship when it sees any related or yes, related columns from the tables. Let's just give you some time to load this data set into Power BI. Okay, so it's loading with some errors. You see two of the loaded queries contain errors. Let's see why the errors. There are 4 errors here. There are 4 errors here. Let's view errors to see what's happening, and that's why it's good for us sometimes to do your cleaning before you load. So here, our data comes in. We have not cleaned the data, and probably that there are some errors in our data sets. Let's see if there is something that we can quickly identify and clean. So this is from what table? This is coming from 20 errors in 2018, errors in 2019. Where are the errors? Let's try to figure out. Oh, the errors are under the children column. Okay, let me see what we have under the children column of 2018. Where is the children column? So this is the children column. Let's filter this to see. Oh, we have some NA. Could it be that the NA is what is causing the error because of the data set? It changes, because Power BI automatically changed the data type. So you see it has changed data type to children, and then that is making it to have error. Let me dictate. Let me change this thing back to text and see if that will solve the problem. Because there are some text under the 2018 tab. So I'm changing that back to text and hope that that will help fix the error. Okay, so that didn't change, that didn't help fix the error. Reordered columns, kept errors. Let's take out reordered columns. Let's take out kept errors. We don't want it to keep the error. And where are the children? So children, let's come to 2019 also. Let's take out reordered columns. Let's take out kept errors, and let us try to load. Close and apply. Close and apply. Okay, so let's hope that the steps we've taken would modify. Okay, it has fixed it, so there are no more errors in that data set. Well, we will not do this. We're not going to load the data set directly into Power BI when you want to start the work. My aim in this video is just to teach you how to connect data sets. Mostly when you're connecting data set to Power BI, it's very, very important that you transform other than loading. So we have the data set here. You can see them. These are the columns that are present under 2018, a lot of them. These are the columns present under 2019. These are the columns present under 2020. And we also have the columns present under the market segments. I click on the arrow to collapse and expand, okay, under main cost. Now, if you want to see the data, like I said earlier, from the table view, when you click on table view, you will see the list of all the tables present. Select any one. The data would be, presented or shown here. This is for 2018. This is for 2019, 2020, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is how to connect a data set from Microsoft Workbook into Power BI. Let me quickly show you how to connect it from the web. These are the two options I would show you before I end this particular video. All right, so to connect from the web, since your data set is already uploaded here in Power BI, you come over to File, right? Come over to File, point your arrow to Share, and then click on Publish to Web. Select what you want to publish to web. I want to publish everything, entire document. Web page, no, I don't want to publish it as a web page, but I want to publish it as Excel file. Then click on Publish. Once you do that, it gives you this pop-up warning. Are you sure you want to publish this selection? Say, okay, I want to publish the selection. Once you do that, it will allow it to generate a link that can be used to publish the data set. Copy the link. Copy that link, Ctrl+C to copy. Once you copy, go back to Power BI, come to Get Data, then click on the Web option, Web. Once you select Web, you then wait for it to load, paste the link you have copied here, leave it on Basic, paste the link, and click on OK. So we hopefully this data set will be connected from the web into Power BI. Now I'll say the difference quickly. The difference between connecting the data set as is from the web to Power BI and connecting it, downloading the data set as a workbook before connecting it to Power BI is that if this data set is being populated in real time, it is best having it connected through web, from the web, because the data set will get updated in Power BI by just mere clicking on this refresh button. Any new update that is put into the data set from Google Sheets will be updated in your dashboard. But if you had to download the data set to your computer before you connect it to Power BI, it means for every update that is done to the data sets, you would have to download it again to your computer and replace the data set with the one you have at the current location it is being saved. So there's going to be a lot of manual process happening there, back and forth. That is the reason why, that is the difference between connecting directly from the web and connecting from workbook. So I will always prefer to connect directly from the web when I am working on any data set. Okay, especially if the data set is growing, if it is being updated, in real time. So as you can see, Google Sheets Power BI Desktop is trying to connect to the data set from the web, and once the connection is properly done, it will allow me to go ahead and get it in for me to start. You can see the same process that's giving me all the tables that are present. I'll go ahead and check the boxes for the tables I would like to bring into my Power BI Desktop. Once I check the boxes, this time around, I'd love to click on Transform Data as against the load I did the other time. Click on Transform Data, and once you do that, Power Query will be opened immediately. I know I have not explained the difference between Power Query and Power BI, but I'm going to do that in a future video. But here, my focus is just to teach you how to connect your data set into Power BI. Now, these queries they are loaded into Power BI. As soon as the loading is completed, we can go ahead and then click on it. Great. So this is it here. This is my Power Query being My Power Query is opening. Great, it has opened, and as you can see, the errors also. Okay, I think this is the error for the previous one. I guess these are the errors for the previous one because there are two. This is the first set of the tables we imported. Here's the second set. It's having two just by the front of it. Now I don't want to do any form of transformation. I'll click on close and apply and see if that data set to be uploaded to Power BI desktop. So right now it's in Power Query. Let's see if they would successfully be uploaded to Power BI desktop even without doing any form of data cleaning. So with this, I hope I've been able to give a very clear and explicit definition or introduction into Power BI desktop interface, as well as been able to explain how to import data, or I don't know why I kept on saying import. You actually connect data to Power BI desktop other than importing. So I hope I've been able to show you how to connect data from Google, from Microsoft workbook, and also from the web. So the steps we've taken, I'd like you to also, I hope you were practicing or practicalizing what you were watching as I was showing you the steps to connecting your data set to Power BI. All right, so in the next video, we'll focus on how to perform data cleaning and all. So I think this also came with the same error, which I have shown how to do in the previous one. So they are all, you see, the data sets have been imported, but the errors just have to be cleaned in the other end. But for now, I'm not cleaning the errors. I'll leave it the way it is, and we'll continue from here in the next video. Thank you very much for watching this, and I hope you enjoyed this one. This is the second and the final part of this series on data importation and introduction to Power BI interface, Power BI desktop interface. Have a wonderful time. Goodbye.